The first question I started asking myself is, if I love myself, what would I do? If you put the word if in front of the question, then it takes away all the pressure. It's theoretical. If I love myself, what would I do? So you start making better choices, or if you don't do them, at least you're doing it consciously. You start to understand how much of your life and how your thoughts and your actions actually can be conscious rather than unconscious. There's this part of you that wants that, right? But you got to change inside first. That's just the fundamental truth. You got to let go of the past before you can love yourself in the future. We carry patterns with us, right? But these patterns, they're not set for life. If you're unconscious about it, they are. But if you start getting conscious about it, stop watching out for them, they shift really quickly because you realize, I don't want to be that way. And you let it go. Whether you will throw in the ocean, whether you set it on fire, it really doesn't matter. You're letting it go. Then after that, you build a foundation of light and breath and feeling and love for yourself. You got to combine thoughts and feelings. Now, this seems strange at first, especially if you're not feeling it, especially if you're in a down place. But remember, it's like neurons that fire together, wire together. The more you start to feel an emotion and a thought and do it again and again, the more it becomes habitual. Most of our thoughts come from like old habitual patterns and feelings anyway, right? What's interesting is as you start to do this love thing, also the thoughts that come out that arise from this pattern are actually more loving, just an expression of that thought. Whatever I'm layering into my mind, for example, love for myself. When I breathe out, right? I'm breathing it in, right? But when I breathe out, thank you. So thank you is being woven into whatever I'm putting in, because that's with the in breath. With the out breath is gratitude for it. So to the point where it's like I'm walking around like gratitude is becoming a natural state. Then there's other things I've added to really take this that I do consistently, habitually, which is like I will stop throughout the day for 10 breaths. Only for 10 breaths, because we're going to breathe throughout the day anyway. You're not going to stop breathing, right? 10 deep and purposeful breaths where I go in and layer in those thoughts and feelings with light and with breath again. And just throughout the day, I'll be walking around, standing outside, I'll be in the gym in between sets, 10 breaths. And what you're doing is you make yourself feel this, making yourself be it. When you be in that state, your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions and ultimately your actions in your life arise from that state. When you love yourself, you give love. It's like you don't have to worry about giving love. It's like you love yourself. That becomes your state. That's where you arise from, right? So it's just a natural expression of you. Like I'm considered a very loving person. I've always been a loving person, but once I really started my love myself practice, it took it to a level that's special, right? And it's not that I'm sitting there thinking about giving love. It just becomes a natural thing. If you're love inside, it's gonna come out of you. No matter where we've been through, no matter what we've been through, we're human beings with human minds, still feeling the same core things, right? The scenery is different, right? But the core things are the same. So as long as we work, using the core concept of love, which is such a primal thing, it's like what came up when I was basically dying, love and fear. And like real primal, that was it. Those are the two things that came up. That was it. The rest were and images and thoughts and feeling and different versions of it, but that was literally it. So if we can just go to what the primal thing is, it's going to transform us. It's going to rewire us. And we're going to spend more time out of that primal fear place and into the love place. And the longer you do this, the more you work on yourself, the more this just becomes the pattern your brain just falls back to automatically. But if you're going through rough stuff in life and you stop taking care of your inside, you will tend to go back to the old patterns. If you can just train yourself, teach yourself the power of making commitments to yourself, you start doing it and you start realize just how transformative that is. It can be in your health, your finances, your relationships, your internal self, because you got to keep it. Then you don't get lazy. Otherwise, we start new things all the time. The new year, start new diet, new this. How will 6 months later, will you still be doing it? Well, if you make a commitment and revisit that commitment every day and understand to yourself the power of what you just did making that commitment, you will. If you commit to something, you can figure it out. You can do anything, but you got to commit.
I just had the most beautiful, heart-opening, heartwarming interview with Kamal Ravikant on Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. To check out more incredible, heartwarming, heart-opening, life-changing, and transformative interviews, click here, subscribe below, and be sure to click on the bell icon so you're notified of our next show.